drag and drive is special, and it should be recognized as such. No longer will you debate, oh, this guy's at the top or this gal's at the top. You would say this was the top competitor. Look, the fact of the matter is, out here in drag racing, out here in motorsports, you're dealing with people who have egos. And you are going to see more people step up, I think, this year in drag and drive than you have before. And they're going to challenge the status quo of the top dogs because there is that much more to run for.
Let's bring him on and let him tell some fun stories, because this dude lives the dream life, I'm telling you.
Right.
Mr. Monday Morning Racer, how are you, sir?
Gentlemen, I am doing great. Just got done with Chaos Live on the Chaos brands and outlets, Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos, along with my co-host there, David Ratton, who is an extremely professional announcer. He should be counted top 5, I think, across the country for sure amongst those gentlemen that hold the mic. But I want to say, Michael, look, many say I'm living the dream. I like to say I'm working the dream, because it's a lot of work, and you two know it's a lot of work out here to be out here doing what so many say they wish they could do. Well, sleep in your car, quit your job, drive all night, put the work in.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Well, man, listen, introduce yourself. Tell everybody where they can find you right out of the gate.
All right, Lee Kraft, the Monday Morning Racer, and you can find me on just about any platform from Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube by searching Monday Morning Racer. You also will find me on the CompetitionPlus.com platform, which is the world's largest online drag racing magazine, the place where you can believe what you read on the internet, especially for drag racing. A lot of breaking rumors and things of that nature and deep dive stories. I host one of their shows called the Power Hour on Tuesday nights, and I am the pit correspondent for Chaos Nation. That's including Nitro Chaos and Funny Car Chaos. Thoroughly love doing that job. I've always said if I can't drive, which I hope I do get to drive one day, working on that, I want to be Steve Evans, and I'm able to do that in Chaos Nation.
That is awesome, dude. And I'm telling you, I love the coverage you do. I love the energy you bring to stuff. You make me excited whenever I watch your stuff, man. I hope we can do the same. So let's talk about what kind of stuff do you mainly cover? It sounds like a lot of drag racing in there. Is there something that if someone's looking for a certain style that they got to go to Monday Morning Racer?
Nitro.
Yeah, baby.
Nitro. Look, I love all forms of drag racing. If you go to the Monday Morning Racer YouTube channel, you're even going to find beyond drag racing. You'll find autocross, dirt track racing, whether it's late models or sprints. You will find sports car racing. You will find IndyCar racing. Actually, my IndyCar Indianapolis 500 first Indy 500 video last year is starting to somehow take off here recently.
Nice.
Who knows? But nonetheless, if it's motorsports, I want to cover it. I want a shot at it. But drag racing is definitely where my heart is at, and it's the niche. And within drag racing, because drag racing is so diverse, it is extremely diverse. I mean, there's small tire, big tire, no prep, a lot of prep, radial, nitro, methanol, supercharged, centrifugal, turbo. Who are those guys? Anyway, it's extremely diverse all the way to the drag and drive scene. And yes, I would say that wheelhouse for me definitely would be the nitro burners. I work for a couple of top fuel teams. You'll see me at NHRA national events with Comp Plus doing peak pit notes, things of that nature. But yeah, I would say nitro. But just as this show is, drag and drive is special, and it should be recognized as such.
That's right. That is right. That's why I like you, man.
So what events have you already attended so far this year?
Wow, what events have I already attended so far? A lot more than I thought I was. It seems like it always works out that way. So the year began really for me with the Gator Nationals. And from there, it just has been nonstop, not complaining. But it was Gator Nationals to Ennis, Texas for the Funny Car Chaos Classic, the biggest funny car race in the world from there, Pomona, California. And coming back from Pomona, California, was able to be the infamous starting line camera for the spring fling. I made 00 shit show. I've made it, gentlemen. I've made it. So
you are now more famous than you were.
I'm more famous than I was, but I'm just this infamous camera guy. Nobody knew who it was. It's like, I'm more than a camera guy. I've got this platform. Like y'all can call me. We'll talk about it. Like, why did I do what I did? So there for the Spring Fling Million, huge bracket race. I leave Las Vegas. We have to cancel, well, rather postpone the Louisiana Funny Car Chaos race. I hightail it back to Las Vegas after spending a night in Albuquerque, work the national event, roll back to ZMAX, work that national event, and was this past weekend at Edgewater Sports Park for Nitro Chaos, and then drove from Cincinnati to Indianapolis to cover the Cletus and Cars / NHRA regional event where Tony Stewart and Brian Howe won. Woo!
Dude,
that's a lot.
You're a busy guy. You're a busy guy.
You got to keep rolling, ladies and gentlemen.
So are you going to be at the Chicago NHRA event here, next weekend?
So, yes, it would be next weekend. Remember, Mother's Day this weekend, gentlemen. Mother's Day. Go get those gifts. Be prepared. Be prepared. But the national event tour will return to Route 66, Route 66 Nationals, and we will have that great facility once again in play. I want to be there. This is one of those times like I wish I could be in two places at once, but we can't do that. We can't do that. I will not be there. I will be at the Texas Motorplex, Ennis, Texas, for the double divisional and the regional that will be taking place there that they have dubbed the Lone Star Nationals. And I've got an important role. It's going to be a fun role. I am going to be working directly with Competition Plus and the Texas Motorplex to bring content on that stream that will be on NHRA, YouTube, and even Drag TV and their NHRA.tv. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity, looking forward to tell those stories. And you might even see a little bit different look for MMR particular weekend. But one of the biggest reasons that I am disappointed that I'm not going to be at Chicago, or at least I wish I could be at Chicago, guys, Drag and Drive exhibition for all the NHRA diehards, for them to actually get a glimpse of how great the drag and drive scene really is. I can't wait for them to experience, Alex Taylor and Bailey and everyone else that's going to be involved and see those cars and see them perform. And I don't know, even Alex blowing the doors off again.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't do that. Good luck to her. That's that I can't imagine that ride as the window comes in on you and keeping her stuff together and making that work. She's pretty awesome at that stuff. Well, dude, I'm excited about this. I guess you get like lane announcer, pit announcer thing. It's going to be kind of cool. And we're going to have to tune in because I want to see this new look you're talking about. Maybe a different set of glasses.
Possibly. If anybody's already been following, you got a little glimpse, a little taste.
That is so great, man. Well, congratulations on all your success. Well, dude, here's what we're bringing you on tonight for is because we want some insight, man. We want good or bad. We rolled out the Drag and Drive World Champion, presented by Summit Racing. Appreciate those guys coming in with just the clutch on helping the drag and drive community grow. And you're around so many point series and things like that. I want to get your take on how you feel this is maybe going to, like, what were your first thoughts of this? And then how you think this may help the sport grow?
Well, first thoughts, just excitement. I feel like when you have a point system, it brings a bit of legitimacy no matter what. Yep. And it brings some validation to it and it also gives you a benchmark to look forward to year after year from years past of who excelled and who was excellent and who was most consistent. And you're going to clearly get that now with this type of program. You're going to be able to, no longer will you debate, oh, this guy's at the top or this gal's at the top. You would say this was the top competitor in the particular format, in the particular class, in the particular whatever, because they are the champion. And I think it's good for drag and drive. I look at the dirt track world. There are particular events in dirt track racing that if you win this event and then you win this event and then you win that event, there's multipliers on it and there's extra money and there's extra notoriety. And I think that should be the case in all forms of motorsports. Why not? So I certainly believe that this is a great and good thing for drag and drive. And it can't hurt having the support
Right.
and the backing of something like a group like Summit involved. And that definitely adds a huge amount of legitimacy as well. But it also, I feel like, because I see this in Nitro Chaos. First year, Nitro Chaos is a points championship. For the last 2 years, it's just been one race. And then next year was 2 races. And great events, stellar events. A lot of competitors coming out running 80% nitro and up. But this year, you can already tell the buzz. People are like, I'm running for that championship trophy. I want to be the champion. I want to be the first. I want to be top dog or top lady at the end of the year. I want to be the top. And when you have a championship run, people can clearly do that and say that. And look, the fact of the matter is, out here in drag racing, out here in motorsports, you're dealing with people who have egos. They might not tell you, but they have egos. They want the fastest car. They want the quickest time. They want the most points so they can hoist a trophy at the end of the year and say, I am the champ, like their queen or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
Well,
what have you
go ahead.
what have you seen in NHRA, whether good or bad, when events do add that point series?
Well, first and foremost, on the negative, keep it simple, stupid. Do not complicate it.
Yeah.
Like right now, I still don't understand. Though I like the program, this too fast, too tasty challenge. I can't even remember how it's put. The extra points that they get for winning in qualifying if they were semifinalists at the event before. I still don't understand. I love the money aspect of it, and they're racing for something more within qualifying. But how the bonus points are going to work later on, I'm confused.
Yes,
Keep
and
it
that's
simple.
why we had such a struggle. That's why it took so long to put this together, was because, we would put something together, ask a few racers. Oh man, you need to change this. This needs to be happening, or this needs to be added. We had that a few times too. And so it's like, okay, so we go back and, it takes time to put all that together. And then with folks like Summit being on board, it really gave us a great sounding board, because we could talk to them, and they're part of so many different racing series across the world, really, but across the country a lot, as far as drag racing and circle track and all that. So they really brought all that knowledge in that we needed. And I think we've come up with, for the first year, a very easy set of points for people to get. And then also, as we go through this year and figure all of this out, we'll be able to add or maybe take something away that what didn't need to be there. So it's good to hear you say the same kind of stuff we were looking at. Just keep it as simple as possible.
Yes. Simple.
Yeah. And then now the chaos, you guys put a point series together for that. I was listening to somebody, and I cannot remember her name, but she was coming out of retirement to race the chaos series. I think she had a 4 race plan for the year. So that's kind of exciting to see that kind of stuff coming. And I think that's what brings these kind of things to the forefront. Just like you're saying, it provides more, obviously, publicity for everything too. It gives racers an easier platform to talk on. And then at the same time, it allows sponsors the opportunity to put their name in one more slot.
Right. What you're talking about is competitors want to do what? Compete. And
Megan
they want
Meyer,
to win. Yes, Megan Myers, who you were referring to. She, in the interview in which I had with her concerning running for a championship, which she was very frank. She's like, I was done. I thought I was going to hold to retirement, which, by the way, let me say this concerning people who run nitro, they never retire. They never do. Look at all the crew chiefs that come back. Nitro burners are liars when it comes to saying they're going to retire. They always come back. They always do. But Megan Meyer, she's like, I was done, but with this particular championship and the amount of races and it being a bit more local, it just made sense. She's still a competitor, so she's going out there and competing. And though drag and drive is different within the world of drag racing, they're all competitors. And they want to compete. And when you put up there as the top prize a championship and everybody is competing within the competitions to that ultimate goal of a championship, and the championship, if you've earned it, it states you are the top competitor. And go back to what I said about ego, it all plays in. You are going to see more people step up, I think, this year in drag and drive than you have before. And they're going to challenge the status quo of the top dogs because there is that much more to run for.
Well, and one thing that I love about this setup is we're already seeing it. Racers would do one big event a year, and then they would be done, and they would maintenance the car and go to a few races here and there. Now we're seeing guys like Aaron Schaefer. He's already planning. He's like, okay, I've got my 3 events down. I know what I'm going to do. He's, taking a real methodical plan to it. And the same thing for Doc McIntyre, in the C-Red Camaro. I mean, they're coming out swinging. They would typically only do 1 event a year. Now they're going to come out and they're planning for 3. So it's pretty awesome.
I agree, gentlemen. It is awesome. I loved this announcement that there would be a Drag and Drive World Champion. And it just ties together the whole world from, Hot Rod Drag, all these great events, Hot Rod Drag Week and Rocky Mountain and all the other ones that are popping up across the nation. It is not just 1 or 2 or 3 events anymore. There are so many events that you can participate in. And I'm stoked that there is going to be at the end of the year, champions crowned in drag and drive, and I'm sure the competitors are stoked as well because they want to be top. They do.
Well, and a lot of folks are supporting other people now. They're rooting folks on that they think have a good opportunity to win it. Well, man, let's spin it and let's get back on you, Eric. You got I think you had a question there for him.
Yeah, what other events do you have planned for this year? I'm sure you've got quite a schedule, huh?
Certainly, quite a schedule. Matter of fact, talked a little bit with David Ratton on Chaos Live of what that Ennis Texas Motorplex Double Divisional Regional will kick off. It will kick off another little motorsports tour that will take me from my home in South Carolina to Texas for an entire week. Then I will shoot up to Eddyville, Iowa, just outside of Oskaloosa, as they say, Oski, to Eddyville Raceway Park, where we will have a 3-day event with Chaos Nation because it will be a double header. Nitro Chaos and Funny Car Chaos on the same grounds at the same track. We're expecting over 50 combatants using nitro methanol in their funny cars, front engine dragsters, fuel alters, rear engine dragsters, you name it, out there at Eddyville Raceway Park. And then I will head back east for the national event at Bristol. Currently right now, if there's a national event open, I go to those and work alongside with competitionplus.com. If it is a chaos race, I am there. That is my priority. So many more chaos races ahead from the first ever East Coast appearance of Funny Car Chaos. They will be at Maryland International Raceway later on this year. The furthest west they have ever gone will be taking a trip out to Albuquerque to the drag strip in that area. And then many of the regular favorites, such as Mocan, no Mr. Narks is definitely familiar with that, and Kearney, Nebraska, and others as well. Wrap up the year down there where the famed Cajun Nationals was ran, State Capitol Raceway. So it is a full slate. Sprinkle in some Southeast Gassers Association races as well, along with some dirt track racing. Wrap it up more than likely in Pomona and be there at PRI. It's a full year ladies and gentlemen, but
That
I
is
am certainly glad to be working this dream.
That's awesome. Well, man, tell everybody again give us nights of the week and times for all the shows you're on, and then where they can follow you and all that stuff.
Well, the first show that you'll find in the week would be the Competition Plus Power Hour, where we cover everything in drag racing, in particular NHRA drag racing, with a heavy emphasis. And we have the stars of the cars, from John Force to those that you don't even know their name, on that show on Tuesday nights on the CompetitionPlus.com platforms, whether it's YouTube, the Twitter page for CompetitionPlus.com, or the Facebook page. That's 9 p.m. Eastern time that you can catch it. Wednesday nights, roughly every other Wednesday night, you can catch me on Chaos Live, along with my co-host David Ratton, who is the series announcer, and we cover everything in Chaos Nation, from Funny Car Chaos to Nitro Chaos, there at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then my own show, Thursday nights, Between the Slicks, because we talk about it all on Between the Slicks in the world of drag racing. That airs at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And again, we've had Mr. Narks on. We have had people from Europe on, Australians, people who get their license in Top Fuel, Chaos, you name it. If it's drag racing, we want to talk about it. We've even had super fans on that have been to over like 700 national events across the country in their life. That would be where you can find me live, and you can find me all the time at Monday Morning Racer on just about any platform. Just look for the shades and the beard.
Awesome.
Dude, you are awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Thank you for taking the time to come out tonight. This has been a blast. And I realize we've got to have you on more often, man. We've got to have you on more often.
Guys, look, keep waving the banner for Drag and Drive. Drag and Drive is awesome. I got my first taste of it Hot Rod Drag Week last year, working under Warren Evans and doing some work for the stream. Like, even had the opportunity to break the news about Blasphemy and what was happening at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and got to follow the Javelin with it's Goldsmith, right? Is that's
Goldstone,
Goldsmith?
Yep.
You know, watching them and what they were going through. What a stellar event it was, and definitely want to catch more of them. It's been sad that I haven't been able to catch my local one. That's the 8th Mile one, the Street and Yeet? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Street and Yeet. A lot of my local drag strips, and I'm hoping I get to work Hot Rod Drag Week again, because this year it is going to be brutal, the route that they are going to be taking them. Oh my goodness. I live in this area, and I'm thinking to myself, you all better pump up those brakes and be ready to go down the mountain, because it's going to be a ride. But Drag and Drive, it is certainly special in the world of drag racing, and I think it is such a great symbiotic relationship between two elements that really at some point diverted, but do need to get back together, and that is hot rodding and drag racing.
Yeah.
Let's keep them together, and Drag and Drive is doing that. Keep up the good work, gentlemen.
Thanks, man. See you soon.
Thanks.